Hello, bore da, croeso nôl I my Welsh Garden. Welcome back to my Welsh Garden. It's the 16th of February and we're just about ready to kick off the 2021 growing season. And this morning what we're going to be planting up is some early seeds for germination indoors. A couple of tomato seeds, that's Roma, that I bought last year and they came quite well. And another tomato moneymaker, which is a new one for me to try, and some cucumber seeds. And I'm also going to be in individual pots this year. I'm going to try something, just starting the onion sets off for a couple of weeks, just to give them a start.
Today I'm going to be planting some flower seeds. We don't normally plant flower seeds, but we had these free with a magazine that we have, so we thought, why not? Let's give it a go.
So what we're going to do first off this morning, I've got some seed compost here in a bucket, and I'm going to add a little bit of perlite mixed in with the compost. This is just filling up the little seed pots. There's the seeds. As you can see, they're just dried tomato seeds, and I've used my dibber in this small seed tray. What I'm going to do, just drop one into each hole, and we'll just be putting them on the inside there. Pre-prepared tray now. It's about 20 degrees in our extension room because we've got all the glazing facing south. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll see some young plants come up, and then I'll be pricking them out of these pots, potting them onto bigger pots, and then ultimately onto bigger pots before they go into the greenhouse. Just top up again then some of the prepared mix. Moving on to the cucumber. So there's the 6 seeds. Here's my little dibber. These got to go in about ½ inch deep. Let's see how we get on with them. 6 cucumber. They're baby cucumbers, but hopefully they'll be ready for potting on in about 5 or 6 weeks' time. So there, that's the tomatoes and cucumbers seeds. So all we want now is some heat from inside and then some nice warm sunny weather.
Okay, so we're ready to start planting the flower seeds. Just finely sprinkle them on the surface, and once they grow we'll be pricking them out into bigger pots. I'm going to cover these straight away just in case they blow away off the surface. Remember the label so we know what they are when they start growing. Hopefully, if these do grow and we manage to plant them out, they'll encourage a lot of bees into the garden, which is really good for pollinating everything else. I'm not using them all, as if some don't germinate. I can always start a few more off in the next few weeks. Who's coming to check up on me now? Wants to see, making sure I'm doing it right.
Flowers are not for me, I'm the veg man, eh?
Go away. Oh gosh, it's just like fine dust. I can't show the camera, I'm sure they blow away. Really fine. Yeah, we're really lucky that that room is quite warm, so they should have enough heat to germinate in there. If you haven't got a warm room, you could put them in a plastic bag, seal them in a plastic bag, because that'll keep them nice and warm from on a windowsill. need to water them in now, and then they can go inside, and hopefully a couple of weeks they'll germinate and be ready to be pricked out into little individual pots. Hopefully it won't be long before we have little green shoots coming through.
Just trying something this year. It's a bit early to put the onion sets, I think, straight in the ground. I've had them delivered but online. Read somewhere about starting them off in pots. Okay, I can't remember where I read this. I got a feeling it was Monty Don. I'm just going to start them off for the first couple of weeks in the greenhouse, and if all goes to plan it stops them from bolting, because look, where we live here we get quite mild weather really. We don't get harsh winters like we do in other parts of the country, and we get spring quite early, but we can get a lot late frosts, and I think what happens is these go like billy-o to start off, and then if we get late frost, and we had frost as late as early May last year, they go to seed early. So the theory here is that they get a good start inside, and it stops them from bolting out. We'll just have to wait to see if this works. There's 40 red arrow, the red onion, 40 of the white onion, the Stuttgarter, and these are left over. It's supposed to be 15 a pack, there must be about 80. So I'll be putting these in straight into the ground probably halfway through March, so in about 4 weeks time, so they'll be staggered and we'll see which comes off the best.
We don't grow any winter vegetables in the garden, but that doesn't mean we haven't been busy. This is how the 5 main veg beds were looking by the end of last year. Now they've all been cleared, and we've also changed 3 into more vineyard, but added an extra large raised bed for veg. After a bumper grape harvest from the greenhouse, the vines have now all been pruned, while the small vineyard on the side of the house has been extended to accommodate another 13 vines, including this new variety. We've planted blueberries for the first time, and this patch of garden that has always been a bit messy has been completely rebuilt and will be home to lots of my flowers if they grow.
So after initially planting our tomato seeds in these trays that some plug plants came in last year, I've had second thoughts. An hour later I'm looking at these thinking, if these plants develop as they did last year, I really need twice that depth of compost for the root to develop. So I don't think they're going to be deep enough. So I've left myself now with a bit of a painstaking task of raising these out. I'm using a lollipop stick to raise them out and just transplanting them as I done last year into seed trays where I got double the depth of soil. So 84 tomato seeds in here, slowly being raised as little plugs. Now they've been watered, the compost is holding together quite well, and I've just made a hole and I'm taking the whole plug, if you like, and just dropping them in. The joys of gardening, learning all the time. I'm making mistakes all the time.
There's the tomatoes, cucumber and the flower seeds all clutched up under plastic, and one in a plastic bag. Hopefully germinate soon.